Hey everybody, Cutthroat Kier here, and I wanted to bring to you guys an unboxing of some of the new Warlocks that released at Warmachine weekend. And in this video, we're going to be going over the new Skorne caster, Zaadesh. So right off the bat, we have very proudly presented the Skorne symbol right on the front of the box. And as I said in my Horgel video, these boxes are very, pretty strong, and they're very well done. I like it a lot. I think that some of the little touches that they added to them, like the symbols on the side, and of course the faction name right here on the front, as well as the faction symbol, front and center, are very well done. These have definitely been a super cool pickup. And I like seeing all the pictures that I've seen of different groups and stuff who have gotten large shipments, and they've just had boxes and boxes. So yeah, very well done. And on the back, you have Zaadesh's face, and just a little added touch, so I think that's kind of cool. So let's get right into unboxing him. So pop it open. Okay, and much like the other boxes, they have these cool little inserts right here that actually lead into kind of an open area here that you can see the plastic blister in. And it's kind of cool because they actually made it to the right size where you can only see the area of the model. And of course it's containing Zaadesh. So let's pop this out of here. And here's the contents of the box. And you can already see sliding around the exclusive pin. And I'm not exactly sure the meaning of this symbol. I would assume it's a house symbol for Zaadesh. So if anybody has any clues on that, definitely let me know in the comments, and I would appreciate that. I like hearing some of the little tidbits about their histories, and I know about his rivalry with MacLeod, but not too much about this symbol. So yeah, let me know. So let's pull the blister out and toss the box. And by toss the box, I mean put it to the side, because our good friend Seething Ginger was nice enough to let us use his Zaadesh for this unboxing. So thank you, John, for that. So flipping this over, you have his card with the new very large art that they do on the MK3 cards. And of course it comes with the MK3 rules since he was released in it. So opening our standard blister, you're going to notice that on these newer releases that they do, these first prints, they used to do what were called gold cards, and it was just a gold ring around the specific model's picture. Usually, like I have the Glacier King and the Mountain King and Jarl and a few others that actually were gold cards in MK2. But these new MK3 first edition cards are super cool, because they've kind of got this like foil or holographic like sheen to them, and you can definitely see right here as I'm tilting it that it's got this shininess that goes across it. That's super cool. It's definitely going to stick out. If I'm laying my cards down, you're going to definitely notice the difference. Something cool to see is I might like to get a hold of the card that comes out with the general release and to see just the difference. I'm going to assume it's going to be like any of the other cards released in a deck. But yeah, this is just kind of a neat, nifty little thing that's kind of, lets you know that you were one of the first ones to pick this bad boy up. And of course it comes with a spell card. So that is all of his cards. Let's look at the actual model. Handy dandy foam. I'm just going to pull all the pieces out right here and line them up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. So Zaadesh comes in 9 different pieces. There is a decent amount of flash that I'm already noticing just by, you know, looking in the box and looking at the pieces that are here. I have to say that there's a little bit more flash on Zaadesh than there was on Horgul, but I also think that that might possibly be because all of Horgul's body was plastic, whereas Zaadesh is metal. And it makes me curious why they chose to do it that way. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, interesting to see the two differences. So, so already, I don't know if you can see this because of the bright light, but Zaadesh has a decent amount of, let's see if I can get this against the camera so that you all can see it. So here is Zaadesh, and let's put this behind him so you can see the detail. I don't know if you can tell that in the light, but it is very well done. He has a decent amount of, you know, insignias and armor, and just looks good. So that's his body. He's got 2, I'm going to assume these are pauldrons, and they are very ornate. Kind of reminds me of a Rhinodon's face. There is a little bit of flash, and the mold lines are a little bit pronounced on here. I definitely see them down the front of the horns that are on the front here, but nothing that's you know, you can't take off with, you know, an X-Acto knife or a decent pair of files. I think this is an arm. It's a very tiny arm. I'll set it here on my palm. It's a very tiny arm, and it also suffers from having a little bit of flash on it, which I'm just gonna help John by pulling that right off. But it also does have an unfortunate mold line right down the middle of it, which shouldn't be too bad until you get into the indent in here, and I think it might start getting a little bit hard, but nothing that you can't like scratch away with an X-Acto knife. So definitely gonna need an X-Acto knife when you're cleaning up this model. So here's another arm. And as I said, some of these arms are very tiny, so make sure you have yourself a mat when you put this guy together so you can keep track of all your pieces. A simple piece of felt, like I have here, that you can get from Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby for like 15 cents, work quite well. So we've got this massive sword. This thing is huge. So as you can see on my finger, and I have pretty long fingers. It goes from my knuckle here almost all the way to the tip. So it's pretty decent, and it has a flat side, which is actually super flat. Not too much detail or anything really going on that side. So I'm not sure if that goes against him. I think he's actually holding it up if I remember. So I think they could have done a little bit more on this edge here. I'll try and put this in the camera so you can see this. So it's just, there's nothing there, see? Where if you look at the other side, and I'll flip this over, put my hand here. You know, it's got a little bit more detail. And it's got like this, it's like front piece here on the edge that kind of sticks out. So a little bit better. He's got a really cool like back cloak. So, and you can already tell right off the, sorry about that. You can tell right off the bat, this has like a lot of designs and like little symbols, and this thing's gonna be a blast to paint. And then he has this back banner, which is super cool. And has a lot going on, and it's got this really cool like banners going down the back of it. This is probably my favorite part of the entire model so far, just because it's got there's a lot going on, and it's looks like a lot of fun to paint. I will say that this also has a little bit of flash on it, and it has a mold line on, at least on this model, that goes right down the middle here, but it's kind of obscure, so you're definitely going to need to cut it down with an X-Acto knife and then maybe use a pair of files to kind of just even it out. But otherwise, for 9 pieces, Zaadesh, and for as small as he is, Zaadesh is not horrible on the mold lines. There's nothing across the face or any of the like super detailed areas or areas you'd want to, you know, avoid mainly. And any of the ones that do have mold lines in unfortunate spots, such as the banner here or the 2 hands or 2 arms, with an X-Acto knife they can come off, and they're small enough that it shouldn't be anything that's going to really affect the outcome of this model. So all in all, I'm very happy with Zaadesh, and once again, here's all the stuff. You get the 9 pieces, including his base, 2 cards, and a pin, and the snazzy box that he comes in when you get this collector set. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and hopefully you know, this got you excited for Zaadesh.